Hi, everyone. I'm Carrie Siggins, CEO of Stone Age, a manufacturing company based in Durango. We're an ESOP company, and I'm also on Governor Polis's Commission for Employee Ownership. And today I have Tad McClurg with me. He's going to talk about their newly formed ESOP. So Tad, thank you for joining me on this interview today.
Thank you for having me.
All right, tell us a little bit about who you work for and who you are.
Sure. As you said, my name is Tad McClurg. I work for a small company, Exigo Corporation. We support the Space Force, mainly some other government entities. And we do most of our work is with the satellite side of the Space Force and ground systems.
That's
So
fantastic.
helping engineer the next weapon systems.
It's fantastic. As we were talking before, you're the first company that I've met working for Space Force. So that's really cool. I'd love to pick your brain more on that, but that'll be for a different interview.
Sounds good. I look forward to it.
All right. So let's talk a little bit about your ESOP. When did you become an ESOP company?
So we became an ESOP company last year, finished the paperwork last year. So it was backdated to the beginning of the year. So that was kind of our first full year. We did our, all the paperwork for our distribution was completed a couple months ago. And we just notified the employees of what their specific shares were a few weeks ago.
Oh, congratulations on your first big milestone.
Thank you. Thank you. It was quite a bit of work to get there. Definitely worth it.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. So what inspired your business and the owners of the company to consider employee ownership?
Sure. So our owners had an experience with a previous ESOP and believed in the model and kind of giving back to the employees. As you can imagine, joining a small company as an employee, it involved some risk. So they wanted to help kind of pay back the employees that were initially here for taking that risk. So the tenure in the company played quite a bit into our calculations. And then to kind of reward and keep our culture moving forward with the new employees that were coming on board. So keeping that culture was a big piece, along with the rewards for the folks that started the initial risk.
Yeah, I understand. And are you a partial ESOP or are you 100% ESOP owned?
100%.
Yeah, fantastic. And so why did you choose going the route of an ESOP? Were other options considered?
No, I think the owners definitely just went with that ESOP model, given previous experience with ESOPs and the tax benefits that are involved. We looked at different ESOP models and then settled on the 100% leveraged.
Yep, that makes sense. So what do you do within your business to promote employee ownership?
Sure. So we have an ESOP committee that's made up of employees, and we give trainings and talk quarterly about how our ESOP is progressing. We were really involved with the ESOP. The owners, selling owners, were very open all through the process to help make sure everybody had buy-in and understood the benefits. And I think that's kind of our main emphasis right now.
Yeah, that's great. And what is one of the most surprising benefits or, I don't know, or changes that happened while becoming employee owned?
I think that it was difficult to get our employees, I think, to kind of grasp the fact that this was a new benefit. It wasn't changing any of their current benefits. And because it's a gift to the employees in a way, and just helping them understand that there weren't really any strings attached to it, that it was a very open process and everything was honest and above board. It was kind of, I guess, since I was involved in a previous ESOP and understood it, just trying to get the employees to understand that aspect was a little bit surprising.
Yeah, it's confusing. And I totally understand. A lot of people When we bring on, especially new recruits, I mean, because we were employee owned before we did an ESOP, most of our current employees, understood the value, but a lot of people are like, really, what?
Right.
Like, why are you guys doing that? So I can understand where you're coming from on that. Oh. And so finally, one last question. What is there one thing that you wish you would have known before embarking on this journey of employee ownership?
Sure. And this kind of goes back to your role, at the state, is that I think if we knew that there are going to be changes in some of the grant programs,
Yeah.
we may have waited another year. We didn't qualify for the sort of things that are available today, and it is an expensive process. So having the state support is very helpful, and I'm sure for companies that are even smaller than us, it may be an enabler for them to go through the process where normally they may not be able to.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And thank you for saying that. The commission has done a lot of work advocating for incentives for ESOP conversions or employee ownership conversions, because it is so expensive that it can be daunting, especially for small companies. And so it helps ease the pain a little bit of the price tag that comes with it. So yeah, I'm glad to hear that that it was a valuable exercise to go through. Well worth the effort when it can really help benefit companies and in that transition to employee ownership. So thanks for mentioning that.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right, Tad. Well, that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for joining us, and congratulations on becoming an ESOP last year and making your first distribution.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate all your work with the state and the other agencies or organizations to help promote the ESOPs across the state.
Thank you. Appreciate that. All right, everybody. We'll see you next time. Bye.